cha, 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 cha.
Ryan, what are you wearing? Is that a shirt? It looks like sleeves only.
It's fashion, Pamela. Didn't you watch Eurovision? This is exactly the same shirt that the guy from Finland wore.
Oh, right. Well, it's quite a look. I'm Pamela Kirkland.
And I'm Ryan Cha-Cha-Cha-Cha-Cha Willard. It's Tuesday, May 16th.
This is the 10 News.
Here are 10 things you need to know.
Processing.
Over the weekend, one of the world's biggest song contests took place, Eurovision. Eurovision is a European song contest that started in the 1950s and was one of the first live television events broadcast through all of Europe. In 2022, Ukraine won the Eurovision Song Contest, and usually the winning country hosts the next year. But because of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, the UK volunteered to host. Dozens of musical acts met up in Liverpool, the home of the Beatles, for this friendly song competition. The grand final was Saturday, May 13th, and voters chose Sweden as the winner. Sweden singer Littering is the first woman to win Eurovision twice. She first won 11 years ago in 2012. The Princess of Wales, Princess Kate, made a surprise appearance, playing piano with last year's Eurovision winners from Ukraine. The public vote went to Ryan's favorite, Finland's Cha-Cha-Cha.
High five.
In other international news, a big change to U.S. immigration laws could cause problems at the southern border. Title 42 was a controversial border rule that the Trump administration put into effect in 2020. The rule said that because of COVID, the U.S. could send away anyone trying to enter the U.S. across the Mexico border, including people seeking asylum. Title 42 ended on Thursday, May 11th, and now record numbers of migrants are entering the U.S. Some reports say tens of thousands of people have crossed the border, and the towns and cities along the border in Texas are struggling to accommodate them all.
Some good news on the U.S. economy. Inflation has finally slowed and dropped below 5% for the first time in 2 years. Inflation refers to how fast prices rise, and it peaked last June at 9%. That's when eggs went from $3 to $6 a dozen.
Phew, I remember that. So this is good news, right?
Oh, it's absolutely good news, but we have a long way to go to reach what the Federal Reserve considers healthy inflation, which is just 2%. Inflation is one of the reasons why the Federal Reserve keeps raising interest rates. Those are the rates that impact home loans and car loans. Hopefully, slowing down inflation along with low unemployment points to a stronger U.S. economy in the near future. And holy macaroni! A mystery is cooking in Old Bridge, New Jersey. 500 pounds of pasta were dumped in the woods. Locals say they know the identity of the spaghetti spiller, but are keeping quiet about it. It was mission impossible for the Public Works Department, who managed the cleanup. Residents say this highlights a bigger problem. Old Bridge doesn't have a sanitation service, so people have taken to dumping bulk trash in the woods around town. Although this was the first known noodle drop.
Whoa!
In animal news, have you ever wanted to take your cat canoeing? One kitty from the UK has become a sailing sensation. Tilly is a calico cat who followed her owner Holly into a canoe 2 years ago and has been cruising the water ever since. Passing boaters love to see Tilly canoeing around, wearing her harness for safety. We'll be back with more headlines after a short break. Here's a quick note for the grown-ups. Now, back to the news. I bet your grown-ups hate it when a bird poops on your car, but scientists are super excited about the things they can learn from guano. Psst, that's a fancy word for bird poop.
Yuck!
Scientists recently published a study about condor poop. In a condor nest in Argentina, which condors have been using for 2,000 years, scientists took a slice from a 10-foot round donut of poo to study how birds' diets had changed. They could tell when there was volcanic activity in the air from sulfur in the guano, and they could tell when humans were hunting with lead bullets because of an increase in the lead excrement. Condors are a threatened species with only around 6,700 living in the wild. So everything the scientists learned will help protect condors and their habitat, no matter how poopy it may be.
Honestly, I am still in awe that I just heard Pamela Kirkland say donut of poo. What would you say if you were suddenly lost in the woods?
I am lost in the woods.
One 8-year-old kid had to answer that very question. Nante Nieme managed to survive 2 days in the Michigan wilderness by eating snow. The second grader from Hurley, Wisconsin wandered from his family's campsite and got lost in Michigan's Porcupine Mountains Wilderness State Park. He stayed warm under a log covered in branches and leaves and ate snow to stay hydrated. After 2 days, rescuers found him. His friends and family say they are relieved. In other amazing news, a man dashed out of a job interview to save a baby in a runaway stroller. The stroller was pushed by the wind, and the baby's great aunt tried to chase it but fell. Ron Nessman was interviewing at Applebee's and spotted the baby about to roll into traffic. He ran to stop the stroller and saved the baby. Oh, and you better believe he got the job.
Way to go.
Congrats to Ron on his new job. But you know who shouldn't be working in meatpacking plants? Kids under 14. A sanitation company in Nebraska has been fined $1.5 million after a Department of Labor audit found they hired more than 100 minors. Packer Sanitation Services is a company that works with 725 meatpacking plants. They're contracted to clean slaughterhouses with chemical cleaners. Teachers notice kids as young as 13 falling asleep in class. One student even came to school with acid burns from her cleaning work. Many of the students who were hired by the sanitation company are undocumented migrants, and it appears that hiring undocumented kids was company policy.
That's unbelievable.
According to the Labor Department, illegal child labor has risen almost 70% in the last 5 years.
Wow, that is a huge increase, and kids working with dangerous chemical cleaners is definitely not cool. Let's switch gears because there is big news in college basketball. Imagine a teen basketball player whose dad was an NBA legend and he teamed up with the son of another legendary NBA player to form potentially the greatest college basketball team of all time. Well, wake up because it's not a dream. The sons of basketball greats Dennis Rodman and LeBron James are set to play college ball together for the University of Southern California. Next year's March Madness is going to pop off.
That was 10 things you need to know.
Check out tomorrow's episode, our Zelda Tears of the Kingdom preview.
I'm Pamela Kirkland.
And I'm Ryan Willard. Thanks for listening to the 10 News.
Data transfer complete.